Hello to all you metropolitan code monkeys. BillyMFMays here with a schematics trailer analysis video, and joining me today are my fellow designers, Advo and BlindIRL. How are you guys doing today, by the way?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I just finished eating this entire bucket of metropolitan ice cream, and I am ready to record.
How did you have $90 for ice cream?
Well, I gave him the leftover from my...
Today we're looking at BlindIRL Studios' upcoming game, City Game Studio. So we're going to let you guys QA test that trailer, and we'll be right back with you guys to collect your feedback. And we're back. So as per usual, we're going to watch the trailer at half speed and give our thoughts on it. So let's take it away.
Well, their logo is a dog, so it's like +2 points at least.
I'm more of a cat person, but I love dogs too.
Yeah, but still good boy.
Yeah.
So who likes Game Dev Tycoon?
I did.
I do.
This looks like that.
I made very inappropriately titled games in my day.
Yeah.
In that game.
Didn't we all?
Nothing that I can say that isn't going to get this video demonetized.
Well, we're used to that.
So essentially, like, this is a pretty well-known formula for games. I guess really what we're looking for is this game doing anything different?
Yeah, it seems like it's just more. You know, it's not really a revolution. Just more sliders, more things to manage, more options, but not really a huge innovation on this style of game. I
like the price slider, by the way. That's an interesting idea.
I actually just want to pause anywhere for a second. I'm paused at 33 seconds. Those are Space Invaders in the background.
Oh yeah.
I'm being kind of mean here for a second, but I think it's possible that they straight up just ripped that, because I think I've seen that texture before. I didn't notice it until we slowed it down, and I was like kind of just looking around at the game, and then I noticed that the background is literally something I've seen before.
I don't know if it's really a texture. I think that's just the Space Invaders wall in the game. It's usually how it looks, right?
Regardless, maybe that should be a work in progress, and maybe they should swap that up for something else in the future.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Also, look at that. Also, at 33 seconds, look at that computer monitor and how vertical it is.
Oh yeah, you're right. It looks like a shoebox someone flipped sideways.
Yeah.
I guess like it's supposed to be representing like old tech.
Yeah, and I've seen some arcade or game devices that are kind of like that. They're very before my time, but they do exist.
They're very old monitors. I don't know how people lived back then.
But speaking of old computers, you can upgrade.
Upgrade your computer is the next thing that pops up.
Upgrading the computer, that's fun.
Now you can have a square monitor! It's like it just gained an inch on either side. Open New Studios. See, this is where things get interesting. I'm going to pause here on the Open New Studios scene. This, which is 41 seconds, this almost looks like a light SimCity type deal. However, I don't think you're actually managing the city. I think it's just like, you're renting office space within the city. But I wonder if and I would hope that this is the case, renting office space goes up and down based on the success of what you're doing. So like the value of the city goes up because you are bringing in a lot of employees. I really hope something like that is the case, because then this could actually have a relatively interesting overlayer, because I mentioned earlier that, we're looking for things that this game is doing differently. This could be something that this game is doing differently.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it would be quite interesting to have some sort of like background simulation running about the economy of the city. Yeah, I agree.
The one thing I'm wondering is if you're just opening more offices in the city or you're just moving your office to a bigger space, because the former isn't very common, especially in larger cities where there really isn't a lot of real estate for very cheap.
The question is, do you satellite or just upgrade to a bigger space?
Yeah.
This might just be upgrading to a bigger space, but I really hope it's opening up multiple studios, because that could be really cool. You could have like an engine development studio, you could have a software development studio working on the software that you're using, or maybe leasing out that software. Like there is neat, interesting possibilities here is all I'm trying to say.
Now, probably not in this game, but would be kind of cool is if you built like your studio in the bad side of town and you have to worry about those troubles. Like, oh yeah, crime's really high, so somebody broke into the office and stole all of our computers, or maybe you're in a city that's prone to natural disasters and your office gets flooded. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't get that from the visual style that I'm looking at right now. As you can probably find, even the office flooding, I think, happened to Hello Games with No Man's Sky early on in development as well. Like, there's a...
Oh, come on. That's no excuse for the game being shit at release.
That's not what I'm saying, but...
Project Zomboid's studio burnt down.
See?
You don't have to dig far to find these really interesting stories, and as bad as it would be to try to be like, we're going to make a game out of that, but you can translate those situations that make a game development studio's history dynamic into a management game like this.
I mean, it would obviously add a very interesting twist to a game like this, because if you look at city building games, they all had disasters, or most of them have disasters in it. So why not a game like this? Yeah, sure.
Shall we continue?
That's not a big
All right,
office.
and you're zooming into a new studio, and yeah, this part of the game looks pretty standard. I'm a little bit worried about how well it controls, as there isn't really like a visible building grid. So this portion does look a little clunky, but you know, early gameplay, question mark.
I also wonder about the stat of polish. I don't really see that as a very tangible, real world skill set, you know?
A lot of these game dev games have a polish period, which is basically just you can ship the game whenever you want, but the more polish you give it, aka the more time you waste just sitting here working on ironing out bugs, the better it'll do. The better it'll be received. It's like bonus points at the end. It's like if you have extra rent money, just keep polishing it. Otherwise, you need to ship it now. That's a pretty common mechanic for these types of games.
Over 60 game genres, huh?
See, this is kind of my issue with this, though, is I really wish it was more just like Tech Studio or Tech Studio City or City Studio Tech or whatever, because I'd rather just software in general instead of software and games. But
I mean, yeah, I agree on one hand. On the other hand, I could see very well mods to implement sort of stuff like that.
Oh, totally.
Sure thing. So that was Binogar Studios' City Game Studio, coming soon to Steam Early Access. Once again, thank you, Blind and Adfo, for joining us today, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for hosting, Billy. Peace out, everybody.